If you're still copying and pasting files into Claude or ChatGPT, you need to stop. There's a much better way to do it. And no, I'm not talking about uploading a ton of files there and then working off of that, or even using the connectors it has to like sync up Google Drive or something. No. You can get rid of all of that. Instead, we want to have that same sort of chat interface, but working inside of a folder on our local machine. And that's it. So that folder has files in it, whatever you want to put in there. And then Claude will be able to talk to those files, make changes to them, and do all sorts of really cool things with it. And no, I'm not talking about Claude Desktop. Claude Desktop is cool. It has some cool features, but this also is not directly in a folder. It's a lot like using Claude on your web browser, but a couple more features. So what we're doing here is called Claude Code. We're going to install Claude Code. This will allow us to put that chat interface right inside of a folder, and it uses your built-in command line. So this is the terminal. This is on Mac. On Windows, you use something like PowerShell. But the idea here is this is the command line. Now, a lot of you might be like, wait a minute, this is super technical. I don't want to be a developer. Don't worry, I'm not trying to get you to be a developer. You might have to write a few commands here and there, but more than likely what you're going to end up doing is basically just writing out Claude and hitting enter and then typing those things out. As you can see, I'm not actually running Claude just yet. It's not on my machine, but that's something I'm going to change with you right now. This is meant to be as non-technical as it possibly can be, but the point is we're still going to copy and paste a few things into this terminal application, into your command line application. Now, before I jump in, since I'm on Mac, I will say if you're on Windows, you're going to have to figure out how to open up PowerShell. I don't have a Windows pulled up, so yeah, open up PowerShell. That's going to be your command line. Now, if you're a little bit more technical and you have a code editor, there's a really good chance that you've got a command line in there as well. And I want to emphasize, this is on your local computer. You're not going to have to add anything new. You can use an old computer if you want to. It's completely on your local device. Cool. So if you are on a Mac, what you're going to do is you're going to open up your Finder window. Hopefully you're familiar with this, but the idea is inside of the Finder window, you're going to go into Applications, you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom for Utilities, and you're going to scroll to the bottom of that, and you're going to click this Terminal window right here. And I'll go ahead and open that up. This is where we're going to install Claude Code. So how do we install Claude Code? It's going to be a command that you're going to have to copy and paste. You could probably ask Claude directly, but I've had the best experience from it going to the Claude Code documentation, and by doing a quick search for Claude Code on Google, which gives you this link right here. Go ahead and click that, scroll on down. Now you can see, hey, we're going to use this native install, and there's these 3 different lines in here. You're going to pick the system you're on, Mac or Linux or WSL or Windows Subsystem for Linux. You're just going to run this. If you're on Windows PowerShell, like I mentioned, you're going to run this. What do I mean by run this? I mean, copy this icon here, copy that actual file where you could paste it somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and paste it now, right? So right now I'm pasting it just into Claude itself. I can even see what it's doing, right? And it will tell you. You can learn more about what's happening here right inside of Claude. It can also be in ChatGPT. Just pasting that code in will break it down for you if you want to know that much more. But once you have this line here, you're going to go back into your terminal window and you're going to paste it in here and you're going to go ahead and hit enter. Now, there's a chance that it's going to ask you for a password. That password is going to be the same password you use to log into your machine or the user that is the admin of that machine. So like if you're at work and you're trying to do this and you can't log in, you might have to ask someone in IT or whoever has admin privileges to install this. Now, Claude Code itself will be able to make changes on your files. So this is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because you might make a bunch of mistakes and just blow up a bunch of files that you don't want to blow up. So while you're learning this, you're going to want to do it in a place that you aren't worried about files being removed. If you're ever confused, you can ask Claude to help you. Okay, so as I can see here, it says that it installed successfully. If yours doesn't say this, let us know in the comments. Maybe somebody can help you out. Or, of course, you can go into Claude.ai and go through that process in there. It's interesting that it's got a few other installation processes in here as well. Overall, the point here, though, is we should now have Claude installed on our machine. Now, this is where I would tell developers, hey, just navigate to the folder you want to work in if you're using Terminal. But I'm assuming you're not familiar with Terminal much. So what I want to do is I want to give you a shortcut command that you could run on any given folder. Let's see what this looks like. So if you go to my website, justinmitchell.com, that's Mitchell with one L, you go to the posts or really just shortcuts, look for the Start Claude Code shortcut, and you're going to copy some more code in here. These commands are very straightforward, and all it's really doing is it's going to start Claude for you in the folder you're working in. So let me show you the shortcut first. Grab it for whichever system you're on, paste it in just like you did with Claude Code. Go ahead and hit enter. And as soon as you hit enter, this folder is going to open up for you. This folder right here is going to be how you can actually start Claude Code wherever you want to. So if you actually look at where it's located, it's in your documents. It's called Claude Shortcuts. It's automatically there. It should be there if this command worked correctly, which is exactly what I did. And I can prove it to you again. Let me just delete that because I didn't show you that, hey, my documents didn't have anything in here. Let me press up and run it again by pressing enter. There is that start Claude command now. Great. So all I need to do is drag this into a folder that I want to work in. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my desktop and I'm going to go ahead and say, let's do this Claude. Open this one up. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this over. I'm going to do Command C and then Command V. Now I still have it in my documents, but I also have it in this folder now. Now I'm going to go ahead and run that command. Look what it does. So it says all of this right here. So this is the path right here to that folder on your machine. You might know what that means. You might not. This is where that folder exists. We see that it's desktop. We see your username. You won't see my username. Then you can also see all of this other stuff. Pretty great. So now it's going to say, do you trust files in this folder? This is the location of that folder. Claude Code may read, write, or execute files. So the execute files is what we've been doing. That's running code, basically. So running a file, running a simple line of application. You may do that, you may not. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, proceed. And then now we have Claude Code on our local machine in this folder. That's it. Now, obviously, you could take this a little bit further and move it around. You can do it in all different sorts of places. Or you could say, I want a meal plan for next week for 5 people. Obviously, I'm typing and talking at the same time. Probably not the best, but I want a meal plan next week for 5 people and 3 are kids. Enter. This is now going to start the process of working through with you on whatever this meal plan would be. Now, there is a caveat that I have here is that I didn't actually have to log into Claude at all. And that's because I actually have the Claude desktop on my local machine. If it asks you to log in, obviously do so, right? Log into Claude and make it work. Now, you might have to upgrade your plan. I'm not sure what those limits are. That's not really the point here. It's much more about, hey, let me go ahead and do this. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and say save it to a file. You can say that. And then what we'll end up seeing on our desktop app, we've got let's do this Claude, right? It's going to load. It might take a while. I'm going to go ahead and say, oh, do you want to create mealplan.md? What's MD? Well, let's just go ahead and do it, right? I'll go ahead and say yes. And there it goes. It's starting to run. And now your meal plan is in mealplan.md. I don't know what that is. So let me go ahead and change this from that. I'll copy this, say, add this to mealplan.md. doc or something like that, where it's going to go ahead and create a Word document or a Pages document or something that is better formatted for you. Maybe you put it into a text document, or maybe you just read what it output, which you totally can too, right? A lot of good stuff in there. And we see that it doesn't exist yet and it can't create Microsoft document files. Okay, that's fine. No problem here. Let's go ahead and do the plain text. Yeah, you get option 1. We'll go ahead and do option 1. And so now what we're doing is we're collaborating with it with our actual files, right? So let me just go ahead and let it run a little bit. I'm going to actually start up another command. So I'm opening up yet another window here, and I'm going to go ahead and say read. I'm going to grab the file name here. I'll just say read the meal plan and make a shopping list as plain text. And then I'll go back into my other one and I'll see, oh, it wants to make the meal plan.doc. Yes, go ahead and do it. There we go. And then I'm back in here. And of course, this is going. So one of the things you're probably not going to want to do is have too many Claude sessions up about the same thing. In this case, I'm saying, hey, make the meal plan. In this case, I'm saying from that meal plan, go ahead and make a shopping list. Your speed will vary, of course. I've done this a ton, so maybe my speed's going to be a lot faster than yours. And so what we see now is a couple different files in here. I'm going to go ahead and open up this doc file. Let's see where it opens. It might open on some of my more technical stuff. No, it opens on Pages. Great. So it opens on Apple Pages in this case. It's a failed file. Okay, so let's go back. That's actually a good thing. I wanted to show you failed files. .doc failed on Apple Pages. Please fix. Cool. Important. Because it said it couldn't make it, right? It already told me that, but I said to do it anyway. And then when I try to use it like I normally would, it failed. Okay, so now it's going to do a rich text format file. Great, that sounds good. Now save that file back into the shopping list as rich plain text. Enter. There we go. And so now, of course, it's going to go ahead and looks like it's removing that old doc file. And now it created a rich text plain file, in which case I can go back into that folder. That old file's gone. Notice it deletes things. And here's the new one. I'm not going to actually go through this one. Maybe it's really good. Maybe it's not. But of course, it's opening up, in this case, text edit. But you could open it up with Apple Apple Pages as well. If you come in here, you can change things. I'm going a little fast on this because I just wanted to show you what it looks like. There you go. So now you've got it. And then, of course, the other file probably finished or is going to be finished soon. I just have to give it permission to actually make changes. And then what we'll see very, very soon is the actual shopping text file, which I'll open it up. And there we go. So now it's showing exactly what to do. And this was in minutes. Obviously, if you start doing it more frequently, one of the things you could do is you could then copy this folder, paste it in, and you'll go ahead and say meal plan week 2. And then you can start Claude again. And now you're in here and we'll go ahead and say, I want new stuff for this week. Help me out. What does that even mean? I want new stuff for this week. Claude is intelligent enough to start the process. And if it gets confused, you can help it. But it's going to look through all your files. It's going to help understand what's going on. And then it's going to make you think through it. Like, how much better is this than trying to do the same thing that on regular Claude? So if I came in regular Claude, let me go back into regular Claude here. I'd have to go to my files. I'd have to grab it. Let me just grab it. It's already taking way too long, right? So let me grab my little meal plan here. I'll drop this in and we'll say, make a meal plan for week 3 of this and a shopping list. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run that. And then, of course, it's going to run. And then all these things are going to be good, well and good. And so eventually, obviously, it's still going to do it, right? It's still going to do, I think, a really good job with the output. I can obviously give it more context to make it a little bit better, say what people like, what they don't like, all of those things. And then you'll have that same sort of stuff. I need to download it, right? And so you could always go back to this thread and do the same sort of thing. but the copy and pasting is not quite there. This can sync into iCloud or Dropbox or Google Drive, and it's just all manual right here, and it's just working on your local machine. Now, this is meant to be a very simple example that's actually really practical, but it's also meant to show you and highlight Claude Code is not just for code. You can absolutely tell it also, hey, build me an app that does X, Y, and Z, and it will start building that app. First, it'll make a plan and it'll do all sorts of stuff. So if you want to go more advanced with Claude Code, definitely check out my website and sign up there. I'm going to be doing all sorts of stuff related to Claude Code. But realistically, on the website, in the articles, you're going to want to take a look at the Ask User Question tool. This right here is so good. And then there's this vibe interview, so you can actually use it, and it will literally go one by one, asking you a bunch of questions about whatever it is that you're working on. It's super cool. I'm going to make a video for this soon too. But the idea is you now have Claude Code installed, and go ahead and go out there and conquer and stop repeating things and do it on your local machine. You don't need a bunch of other software. It's super cool. Get after it.